steps with Node.js. I guess I'm not bragging about Node.js because all of those titles contain something related with Node.js, except one, I guess, the second one. So the last one, I guess we have already got 4 of them. The last title could be, I don't know, maybe how to increase your log traffic with this few simple steps. Yeah, that's really fine. Okay. We've got 5 titles in here. Now our replica of the database is complete. I guess you might be surprised. How is this complete? Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's complete. All we need to do right now is to change this file and to create the HTML template or the HTML page. So we'll be using the word HTML template throughout this video series. So just you get the hang of it. Now we also need to create an HTML template, right? Go back to your directory, this Project Explorer, and right click on your project. My project, I have named it as Node Practice, and I'm right clicking on it. So after you right click on it, go head over to New from Template. This is actually giving you all sorts of template. Now head over to HTML. Now because many websites still uses, and many web developers are more familiar with HTML4 than HTML5 these days. HTML5 was released a few months back, so many are not quite familiar with the new syntaxes and the new ways. But it's not very new. You've got several functionalities added to it. So we are going to stay updated or stay with the updated version, which is HTML5, and I'm going to choose HTML5 template. Then I'm going to name it as, okay, what can I call it? Blog posts or maybe featured posts. Yep. Try to keep your name as descriptive as possible, because when you later on visit your scripts, when you come back to your scripts later on, you might have to sort through your names if they are not very much descriptive. So when you are creating them, try to make it descriptive. So later on, if you're working in a team or you're coming back to your script after a month or after a year maybe, then it will be very helpful for you. It's very helpful when you work in a team especially. So let me name it as featured post, and I'm done with it. Let's click finish, and we get a full-fledged HTML template with all this predefined tags, and we don't need all of this. We can just erase this off. Okay. So the new stuff that HTML5 has got is the declaration type. So this declaration at the beginning of the document or at the beginning of this template will actually tell any browser that Mr. Browser, I've got a page that is defined in HTML5, which is the latest technology. But if you have the long form of definitions that was prevalent for HTML4, HTML3, and all the other, I guess I don't even know whether there were any sort of HTML3 templating. But nonetheless, this simple shorthand doc type is only used for HTML5, and HTML4 does not have this sort of doc type. It has a huge doc type declaration, which is actually hard to remember. So this part will tell the browser before even going to the browser that, Mr. Browser, I've got an HTML template. So you must get ready to receive it as an HTML template. Don't get the idea that I'm going to send you HTML5 elements. I've got new elements for you. That's what this declaration is going to tell the browser. Now we have got a bunch of other stuff in here, and we don't need a navigation right now because we are trying to keep our web page as simple as possible. We don't even need a footer. So this footer, this nav that I just erased right now, the header, these new elements, here are the elements that are being introduced in HTML5. You won't find them in earlier versions. You won't find them in HTML4. So if you are interested in learning about HTML5 and the CSS, then obviously I would like to invite you to watch a series of HTML5 with CSS3 and JavaScript. I've got another series, so you would get a pretty decent idea about all the interaction that goes behind the scenes on the server side and on the browser side. And also, you'll also learn about the latest technologies, the CSS3 and also the HTML5 along with JavaScript. So I invite you to watch this entire video series. So let's head back to our template. Now the fun part starts in this div tag. We don't need this. We won't be creating any sort of unordered list element inside this. We won't be doing any sort of we won't be including any sort of list element inside this div element either. All we will do is just to create a class called maybe we can call this featured, and then I'm going to include a handler. This is an arbitrary expression. You can use even like just a percentage like this. You can even use a dollar sign like this,